Hello, so it's the 16th of December and I thought I'd make one final video update on our British Muslim Values Research project for the year, not least because we've made some reasonable progress on our project recently. Where we're at the moment, we have 4 filmmakers in place. They all have their cameras, they've all completed their paperwork, and we've met with them to discuss their ideas, and they are now off, hopefully, beginning work on their films. The content of the films and the style and so forth obviously remains a work in progress at the moment, but some of the themes we've been discussing are really interesting, I think. They include the impact of British cultural life on Muslims living in the UK and in Eastern England more particularly. One filmmaker is thinking about doing some work on the gendered nature of the relationship between Islam and British values. Another is thinking about the role of autobiographical experiences, including working within what we might think of as bastions of the British establishment, the RAF, as a Muslim. Our filmmakers are working at the moment toward an end of January deadline. I'm not sure whether what we're going to end up with are, in a meaningful sense, ethnographic films at all. We're definitely going to end up with interesting films, but I don't know exactly how those are going to turn out, and I guess we won't know that until we see some of the footage that these filmmakers have been producing. The second development recently has been a training event that we held with our partners at BBC Voices earlier in the week, Gary and Wendy, and they really put together a fantastic session that ran for 3 or 4 hours in total on the Wednesday evening. They spent lots of time talking with our filmmakers about their ideas, their backgrounds, and going through some of the really key technical issues to do with filmmaking. It was really invaluable, I think. I learned lots from Gary and Wendy, and they're a real valuable addition to the project. It's really nice to watch people who are so enthusiastic in their teaching and in their ability to work with others. It really, again, enthused me about the project. So it was a really great experience, and I hope our filmmakers got as much from it as I did. I guess in terms of where we're at the moment, there are 2 issues that are on my mind. One minor, one less so. The minor one is that it looks as though we might have been better off budgeting for tripods to go along with our cameras. This has become clearer. So we're looking into whether we can borrow these from somewhere at the university at the moment, or to see if we can reshape our budget in some way to purchase some for our filmmakers. I'm hoping this is a technicality that we'll be able to address fairly easily. The second thing is a slightly bigger issue, which is a tension in some ways between my understanding of the project and perhaps the work that our filmmakers are doing. And I guess the tension is, on the one hand, my desire to cede authority to our filmmakers, to provide them the space to produce the films, to story, to structure, to style those films as they wish, as long as they speak to the relationship between British values and Islam, or being a Muslim in some way. So there's that on the one hand, but on the other hand, there is this understandable desire, I think, of some of our filmmakers at least, for stronger guidelines, for a stricter set of parameters, for more guidance on what their films should do and how they should look. I don't know where this will go, really. I'm really reluctant to be more prescriptive than that, partly because of a set of commitments that we made in the research design when we set the project up in the first place. Partly probably because my own knowledge of Islam is really limited. It's not something that I brought to my project. It's something that other people working in our team have got a much stronger understanding of than I do. And also perhaps it's partly a scepticism about this idea of British values on my part as well, that I'm reluctant to guide discussion of this concept that I'm not particularly sure has any meaningful content in its own right. And in some ways, I think that tension's a peculiar one, because what I've never thought of the films as doing is providing some kind of accurate representation of that relationship between British values and Islam, or even an accurate representation of what our filmmakers think about that relationship. I'm very keen that we think about the films all the way through as something that is co-produced within part of a team, and as also something which is particular to the type of knowledge itself. I guess what I'm not sure about is what exactly I want my role in that co-production of these this particular set of knowledge to be, and I guess that's something that we'll have to think about and work through. So my hope is that the desire for stricter guidelines or clearer parameters will reduce as the filming continues. But I guess watch this space. So that's where we're up to. It's been a really interesting 3 months, and I look forward to kind of carry on working on the project into the new year and beyond. So thanks.